WMAL Radio. Listen right now.
Oh, it's time for another exciting episode of Nehman's News and Notes. So without further ado, unless you want some, let's go right to him. Brandy Nehman.
I think Bryan Nehman needs to be fired.
Okay, we will start off with our good friend Chris Wallace because of what he did the other day, saying, hey, I'm not sure that Barack Obama is actually the President of the United States with the swearing-in ceremony getting screwed up. And you mentioned, Danny, that it's been widely reported that Chester Arthur and Calvin Coolidge both had to retake the oath of office.
Right.
Which got me wondering, why did they have to retake the oath of office?
Oh, okay.
So I did some research on it.
Right.
Fascinating stuff. Both men succeeded presidents who died in office.
That's correct.
Arthur was vice president when James Garfield was assassinated in 1881. Garfield actually was shot in July but didn't die until September. So they knew this was coming.
They dragged him out of bed in the middle of the night to do this?
Well, yes, right. Arthur was at his home in New York.
Yeah.
He took the oath at his house with the New York Supreme Court justice by his side. 2 days later, when he got to Washington, the Chief Justice of the United States swore him into office. But the side note to this, the side story, you're going to love this. Garfield was shot by a crazy pseudo-lawyer.
Yeah.
His name was Charles Guiteau or Guiteau. I've seen multiple pronouncers on it.
Not to be confused with Gitmo.
And right. Exactly. But he shot him on July 2nd, 1881.
Yeah.
Guiteau was tried and assassinated, or executed, I should say, in less than a year.
Fantastic.
Less than a year.
Fantastic.
Hanged in D.C. But get this, before he died,
Yes?
he recited a poem.
Oh.
He recited a poem called I'm Going to the Lordy.
Really?
Yeah, he actually originally requested an orchestra play a song underneath as he was reciting the poem, but that was denied. But his last words, a poem entitled I'm Going to the Lordy.
How about that?
But
I thought you were going to say for a second it was Flaming Dog Biscuit, which is the one I wrote. Right.
It wasn't, but I thought you would love the fact that he was actually tried and executed in less than a year.
Right. What are you laughing at, Wade Thompson? Flaming Dog Biscuit. That is a piece of work. It's a published piece of work, okay? All right.
All right, the other case involved Calvin Coolidge, who was vice president under Warren Harding, who died while speaking in California, some kind of speaking tour. Coolidge was at his family's home in Vermont at the time of his death.
Right.
Didn't have electricity or a working phone in that house. This was 1923,
Right.
which just blows me away. So he found out when reporters showed up at his house.
Oh,
in
really?
Vermont. Yeah. So his dad was a public notary and administered the oath of office at about 3 o'clock in the morning. So Calvin Coolidge, who was never known for words, did the oath of office, went back to bed.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm the president now. Good night.
That's right. Went back to bed, traveled to D.C. the next day,
Right.
and was resworn in by the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the District of Columbia, apparently never sworn in by the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court.
Wow, how about that?
So some questions about that. And Hoover also flubbed the lines at the oath of office, but never had to take it over again. So a lot of historians believe that it would have been okay even if Obama didn't go back and retake the oath of office.
So that's it?
That's it. You want me to talk about how the NCAA is thinking about?
No. I just checking, make sure.
I had another story, but no, that was
obviously we're
doing.
running a little behind here this morning.
But I thought you would appreciate that.
I did very much, and excellent job in doing some research. Very odd.
The
for
first
you.
time all year.